शाखान्तांश्च श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द
Hare Krishna.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranams Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisance to all of you. And we welcome all of you for the today's morning program, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. And today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Satcitananda Govinda Prabhu, and he will enlighten us on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's scholarly Lila as Nimai Pandit. Over to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very good morning to all of you. Today we're going to hear from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 60, text number 40 onwards. Om Jnanativarandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshuru Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamini Dinamine Namacharya Padaya Nidai Kripa Pradayini Gauragada Dhamadaya Nagara Gramadharini Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadharini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Haribo. So can you display Chaitanya Charitamrita Prabhu Adi Lila?
Yes, Prabhuji. Adi Lila, 14th chapter.
16th chapter.
16. Okay. Just 1 minute, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Verse, text.
40. We'll read, we'll recite 4 verses, then we'll go for the subject.
Yes, Prabhuji. Now it's visible, I guess.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottavam Devi Saraswati Nyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashtaprashabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandakopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतार भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः. Reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 16, text number 40. Sabhe Digvijay Vyakara Sloka Puchila Sada Slokara Eka Sloka Prabhuta Padila. Translation. The Digvijay Keshava Kashmiri inquired which verse he wanted to explain. The Lord then recited one of the 100 verses Keshava Kashmiri had composed. Next quote. वहत्वं गङ्गाया सततम् इदम् आपदीनिदानम् यत्ते च श्रीविष्णुचरण कमलोत्पत्ति सुभाः द्वितीया श्रीलक्ष्मी इव सुरा नरे अर्च्य चरण भवानि भातु या शिरसि विभवति अद्भुत गुणा. Translation Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The greatness of Mother Ganges always brilliantly exists. She is the most fortunate because she is emanated from the lotus feet of Sri Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. She is the second goddess of fortune, and therefore she is always worshipped by both by demigods and the humanity. Endowed with all wonderful qualities, she flourishes on the head of Lord Shiva. Next verse. यही श्लोकेरार्थकार प्रभु यादि वैला विस्मिता हान दिग्विजय प्रभुर पुचिला. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him to explain the meaning of this verse, the champion, very much astonished, inquired from him as follows. Jari Havata Praya Ami Sloka Padila Tara Madhya Sloka Thumi Kaise Kanta Kanta Kaila. I recited all the verses like the blowing wind. How could you completely learn by heart even one among those verses? Hare Krishna. So this is the chapter, the passing of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Keshava Kashmiri. Here from this chapter we can learn many lessons. First, we'll go through the pastime. Then we can learn how the 5 kinds of mercy he gave it to Keshava Kashmiri, and what lesson we can learn from this chapter. So Keshava Kashmiri is very learned person, and he was blessed with Mother Saraswati, goddess of learning. So because of his so much learned many scriptures, he became very proud. So Krishna doesn't like those who are proud or egoist persons. So in this Lila happened when Mahaprabhu, he was in around Kaumara age, that is age of 10, like the 10 or 11. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it described the whole Leela divided into 4 parts. Krishna as well as Mahaprabhu. That is, his appearance day to the end of his 6th year is called Kaumara. But this pastime happened in Pauganda age. From the beginning of 6th year to the 10th year is called Pauganda. Kaumara and Pauganda. From 10th year to 16th year is called Kaishora Leela. And 16th year onwards is called Yavana. There are 4 periods of Leela, the whole fasting of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Navadipa, we know Navadipa means 9 islands. Here the Supreme Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu resided for the first 24 years of his appearance in this world in Navadip Dham. So Navadip Dham has traditionally been known as a center of learning. Many people still we can know even 1900, many people took birth in Bengal, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Vivekananda, Rabindranath Tagore, Subhash Chandra Bose, many people famous, they took birth in Bengal, West Bengal. So in Avadip Dham, it's very famous for the Sanskrit scholars. They have to discuss about the Lord, about the Supreme Personality Godhead. So they always discuss on the topics of Lord Krishna. An instruction given in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavata. In this way, the whole Navadip Dham become very famous all over the world. So scholarly persons in Navadip Dham. So Digvijay, the Keshav Kashmiri, why is Digvij Pandit? Because he defeated all the scholars of the country in Shastra. Because of blessing of goddess of Saraswati, goddess Saraswati, he should become so learned. Nobody can defeat him. So he heard about Navadip Dham. So Keshav Kashmiri had come to Navadip while he was traveling to south. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned Canto 1, Chapter 8, text number 26. Kuti in Kuti prayers. Why this? When you learn, when you have so much money, become obstacle in our path of devotion. Janmaishwarya Sute Sribhi Edat Paramata Puvam Nai Bharti Abhidhatum Vai Tum Akinchana Gocharam. So with the material contamination, we cannot approach the Lord. Tum Akinchana Gocharam. Janma Ishwarya Sutta Sribhi. What Janma birth? Maybe take birth in the very Brahmana family, aristocratic family. Aishwarya, opulences. Sutta, education. Sribhi, beauty. So these are the obstacles when you use for materialistic way of life. So it becomes intoxication, matha. Matha means intoxication. It will contaminate our consciousness. That's the reason 50 day praying to the Lord, my I don't want all these things. I want anything else. So since because he has learned many things, he became very proud. Now Krishna want to remove that pride within his heart. So even when you pray to the Lord, Ugam karoti vachalam pangum lanketa girim yat kripa tabaham bande paramananda madhavam. So Mugam karoti vachalam, by the mercy of the Lord, even a dumb man can speak eloquently. Pangum lanketa, even the layman can climb the mountain. If you have mercy of Lord and his devotee. So now Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu want to give his mercy to Kashmir, Keshav Kashmiri because of he is a very staunch devotee of goddess Saraswati. So when Digvijay Pandit arrived in Navadip Dham, all the scholars of Navadip Dham become frightened because they know about Kesha Kashmiri. He is so much famous. He defeated all the scholars. So Kesha Kashmiri, when he arrived in Navadip Dham, at the time, same time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also with his disciples came and sat the most pleasant bridge of Sri Ganga. And started discussing the scriptures with his disciples. At the same time, even Keshava Bhatta, Keshava Kashmir also came, sat near Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because everything arranged by the Lord. He wanted to defeat Kesha Kashmiri in the public. So when he arrived Kesha Kashmiri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu humbly said, "We are very fortunate to have your darshan here in this place. You are so learned. You defeated all the scholars. We are very fortunate to have your association." She became very proud. Oh, like that. Sorry. So I also want to hear from you. He humbly requested Kesha Kashmiri that I also want to hear from you. So hearing these words from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, "You're all very small child, study grammars, what I know about Shastra, but I like your humbleness. You talk very deep like a scholar. I am very much happy to see your humility and kindness." So then Kesha Kashmiri said, "What subject matter you want to hear from me?" He said, Mahaprabhu said, "I want to hear the glorification of Ganga." That's what we recited the verses. Now the debate starts with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu said, "Please describe the nature of the glory of Ganga." Then Kesha Kashmiri, by the mercy of goddess of Saraswati, goddess Saraswati, he started reciting the verses like a blowing wind, 100 verses in 48 minutes. Everybody became astonished by seeing the scholarly. So when hearing the verses, Mahaprabhu became very happy. So Sri Mahaprabhu said, he memorized all the verses, like in Krishna Lila also, when Krishna went to learn all the kalas, 64 kalas from Sandipuri Muni, he took only 64 days to learn all these things because he know everything. Similarly, Mahaprabhu, he memorized all the verses just by listening to the verses. So now Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "You have narrated all this verses very wonderfully, eloquently, very nice, beautiful. But I want to please explain me about one verse. Out of 100, please explain me about the one verse." So here in this statement, Sri Kesha Kashmiri, how should there be any fault in my creation? my verse. This is called pride. So Mahaprabhu said it is natural. Anyone can make any mistake. So no, it is impossible. I am a very scholarly person. I defeated all the scholars all over India. I am a Digvijay Pandit. How can be any fault in my verses? This is called pride, arrogance. So Mahaprabhu humbly requested, if you allow me, I will explain one of the verses, what are the defects in the verses. So by hearing this, Keshav Kashi became very disturbed. So Srila Prabhupada said, when you not allow for any correction, that means your advancement is stop. If you allow anyone correcting your act, that means you're advancing in our spiritual life. If you don't allow any correction, that means you are just stagnant in your process. So then Mahaprabhu pointed out many faults in the verses, glorifying Ganga. So it was so disturbed. Mahaprabhu told to Keshav Kashmiri, now I am very small child, Panditji, please don't feel bad. Please go today and to come tomorrow for, we'll continue the debate. So Keshav Kashmiri went back to his home, was so disturbed. We were praying to Goddess Saraswati, I have committed any offense to you? Why I was defeated by a small child, Nimai Pandit? He is so small. Then Keshav Kashmiri, in his dream, Goddess appeared, Saraswati. He was talking to Saraswati, because of your grace, I was winning all the places. The whole world, they know about my scholarly. I am defeating all the Pandits. Why I got defeated by this small child? So Goddess Saraswati said, no, he is not a small child, he is a Supreme Lord, Krishna himself. He appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what is the capacity I can stand in front of him and argue? So Keshav Kashmiri became very happy after hearing this divine statement from Saraswati. After that, Mahaprabhu, Keshav Kashmiri came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu next day morning. He prayed humbly in front of Lord and surrendered to his divine lotus feet. So Mahaprabhu, he said, graciously, he said, please leave the debate of win and loss of the scriptures. Enjoy the taste of devotion. From now onwards, kindly don't do the debate with anyone. This is an instruction given to Keshav Kashmiri by the Lord himself. So Keshav Kashmiri became very happy. He said, don't reveal to anyone this my appearance in this world. So Keshav Kashmiri, the Lord just bestowed his mercy upon the scholar, free him from the false pride that had bound him to material life. So that's what Krishna, how will remove our pride, our ego, to bring him very close, bring us very closer to him. So after that, Kesha Kashmiri gave up the profession of winning championship and became a great devotee of the Lord. This is the first time happened in Navadip Dham. So also, Lord instructed him to go and preach all over India about the Krishna consciousness. So after Kesha Kashmiri became Acharya of Nimbarka Sampradaya, and he was preaching to the entire community of devotion to Krishna. Also, Kesha Kashmiri, after left from Navadip Dham, he was near Mathura, where the Mughal king, very arrogant and very cruel king, Alauddin Khilji, we heard many times about him because he was very cruel. He burned Nalanda University in Banaras. So he said nobody should come to Mathura. If you come to Mathura, they have to change their religion. They have to convert them to Muslim. There's very arrogance. So this nobody was entering Mathura because of fear of this Mughal king. Also, one of his Maula, what is it, Maula, or his those are preaching fakir. He hung a yantra on the red door. Those who cross, they have to become Muslim. There's an entrance actually to Mathura. They blocked the full entrance. So all the Brahmanas, Vrajavasi, they went to approach Kesha Kashmiri to do something. We want to take darshan of the Lord. These people not allowing us to take darshan. So Kesha Kashmiri came with 1,000 disciples and defeated all this Yavanal, soldier of Khilji. And Krishna Mahaprabhu was very pleased after hearing this news. This service done by Kesha Kashmiri. So after this incident, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became very foremost scholar in Navadip Dham, and he began to debate and defeat all kinds of scholars in discourses about the Vedic scriptures. But, Prabhupada mentioned, but because of the gentle behavior, none of them were unhappy. How mercifully is defeating the scholars, those who have pride in their heart. So, in Bhagavad Gita, in 17th chapter, 15th sloka, the austerity of speaking, how one should speak. Anudveyakaram vakyam satyam priya hitam chayat swadhyaya bhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchyate. Anudvegakaram means not when you speak, you should not cause distress to others, not causing distress. Vakyam, words, your words should not disturb others. Satyam, you should speak always truthful when you speak about the subject matter. Priya, hitam, means beneficial to others. So we can learn from even Prabhupada's Lila how we are speaking to all the scholars of the world, fathers, the scholars and those are Bible. Even he visited Iran. always speaking to the people, Hitam. So, Swadhyaya Abhyasanam. We have to practice before you speak. Swadhyaya Abhyasanam. We have to speak. We have to practice. Swadhyaya is very, very important. This is tapa. When you speak, you have to follow all the parameters. Anuvedyakaram, Vakyam, Satyam, and Priyahitam, and Swadhyaya. You have to practice before you speak. So in this way, Mahaprabhu attracted all the souls, scholars, and defeated them, all of them. So by the 16 years, after 16 years of Mahaprabhu age, the Lord started operating his own school. So because he want to start his mission to preach Krishna conscious and Sankirtana movement. So in this way, he gave mercy to Keshav Kashmiri. Now we heard the passing of Keshav Kashmiri Mahaprabhu. Now from this we can learn 5 acts of kindness in the meeting with Keshav Kashmiri. What are the kinds of acts of mercy? First, he was agreeing to meet Keshav Kashmiri. This is a mercy he was giving to Keshav Kashmiri. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving mercy to Pratap Rudra. He didn't give direct to him, first he gave it to his son. Correct? Similarly, Mahaprabhu is giving mercy to Keshav Kashmiri by just agreeing to meet him. The second is, he was listening attentively. When he was reciting the verses, he was listening attentively. Even you can see many pastimes with Mahaprabhu, the Keshav Bharati in Puri, all the Brahmanas from Banaras, they came to Puri. Even he was listening very attentively. So Prabhupada, even Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, those who listen attentively, they can speak very nicely. When Mahaprabhu, when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was doing Vrajamandal Parikrama, that time Srila Prabhupada met him in Sheshasai. So that time the temple was closed for darshan. All the disciples, they are sitting in the tent, and Srila Prabhupada also sitting in the tent. When the bell rang for the darshan, all the disciples, they went to take darshan of Sheshasai. But Srila Prabhupada was sitting alone in the tent. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he glorified Srila Prabhupada, said, by just listening, we can see the Lord. Not by seeing, we can see the Lord. Since you are a good listener, you can speak very nicely. So we have to listen attentively. So he was listening, Mahaprabhu listening very attentively. The verses recited by Keshav Kashmiri. This is the second mercy. And third kindness of mercy is he memorized the 100 verses. So Prabhupada said, those who have that so much memory, they call Shrutidhara. One can remember simply by hearing. Even Ramanujacharya, even the Pasim also many things happen. Kuratadva memorized all the verses, the Bhashya, just by hearing. So That's the reason all the Navadip Dham scholars, they gave him the honor of Vadasimha. He is like a lion. It's called Vadasimha, big lion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Vadasimha Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. So in this way, he was memorized all the verses. This is a kind of mercy. The fourth is inviting for discussion. Normally, the scholarly people, they don't like discussion. Whatever they, that is a final verdict. That's a final. But here, Lord is inviting for discussion because he wants to remove the pride from the heart of Kesha Kashmiri. So, Nimai Pandit, he was memorized all the verses. He listened very attentively. Then he called for a discussion. Without the true facts, if you don't listen carefully or don't memorize the what he spoke, we cannot invite for discussion. So now Mahaprabhu want to give mercy to Kesha Kashmiri. He invited for discussion. Then we know that he defeated him by putting many falls in front of the Kesha Kashmiri. And fifth is, he was glorifying Parvati Devi. By finding it a fault, he is glorifying the mother Parvati Devi. So Nima Pandita wanted to have honest discussion. Not by flattering Kashmir, you are a great soul. Now you want to have a honest discussion. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not desperate to make a name for himself by taking down someone to so prominent, but rather the meeting was a merciful display of affection to bring someone out of clutches of false ego. This is a Mahaprabhu mission actually. And into the devotional way, whatever scholarly intelligence they have, they want to devote time to Krishna. That was Mahaprabhu's plan. So, where the blessing of Saraswati Devi would to put into the proper use. This is a Mahaprabhu plan. The first is he agreeing to meet. The second, he listened attentively. Third, memorizing all the verses, 100 verses. And fourth, inviting for discussion. And fifth, he glorified Mother Parvati. So in this way, he gave 5 kinds of mercy to Kesha Kashmiri. So here, what lesson we can learn from this fasting, interaction with Kesha Kashmiri? The first lesson we can learn is humility in the face of opposition. Humility in the face of opposition. So we know, despite of being challenged by Kesha Kashmiri, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained humble and respectful. This is what we can learn from this pastime. He was very humble, respectful. And he engaged not to prove his superiority, but to convey spiritual truth and uplift others. That was his mercy. The first lesson, humility and in the face of opposition. Next lesson we can learn tolerance and respect for diverse perspectives. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed tolerance and respect for Kashmiri viewpoint. Normally, when you debate, no, no, I am only, my way is a highway, you are all the wrong way. But here, he is giving respect for his viewpoint. Even though they differ significantly from his own, he engaged in dialogue with him without hostility or aggression. This is called tolerance and respect for diverse perspective. We should respect their views. Then slowly we can invite for discussion. So when you preach to others also, this is the quality you have to follow. So next lesson, power of spiritual realization over scholarly knowledge, which is very important. Self-realization or scholarly knowledge. Here, Keshav Kashmir displaying the scholarly knowledge, but Mahaprabhu is showing spiritual realization. So Keshav Kashmiri, he was a highly learned scholar, no doubt, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated that true wisdom comes from spiritual realization, not by scholarly knowledge. So rather than the mere intellectual prowess, he effortlessly defeated Keshav Kashmiri argument through his deep spiritual insight. That lesson we can learn from this pastime. The fourth lesson, importance of personal transformation. It's very, very important. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu interaction with Keshav Kashmiri highlight the transformative power of encountering a genuine spiritual teacher. He just transformed his, even Mahaprabhu, see, whenever he meets some scholarly person, Keshav Bharati in Puri, many places he transforms their heart. So then finally, eventually, Keshav Kashmiri became a devoted follower of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the fifth is compassion and patience in teaching. This is a very, very important lesson we can learn from this. Lord Chaitanya exhibited immense compassion, patience in dealing with Keshav Kashmiri. He didn't say, okay, stop, one sloka is enough. He listened until sloka attentively. And he patiently addressed his doubts and misconceptions, guiding him toward a deeper understanding of spiritual truth. This is very, very important. So we should have compassion when you preach to others. This is the fifth lesson. Sixth lesson is unity in diversity. You know, even philosophical difference between Kashmiri and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Kashmiri ultimately found common ground in the shared pursuit of spiritual truth. Even Jayapataka Maharaj, when he was preaching to the doctor, so he wanted to teach Gauranga name to the doctors when he was in London. So he was preaching, how he was preaching? Very jokingly, I was preaching to the doctors. They don't know about the Gauranga Mahaprabhu. He said, okay, let us play one game. Okay, so please recite with me. Go, run, run, go. So the doctor said, okay, go, run, go. Chant continuously, go, run, go, run, go. It becomes Goranga. So in this way, he utilizes intelligence to preach Krishna consciousness to others. Many things happens when you visited the hospitals. You know how to you always think how to preach to others. You have one of the example. So the next lesson we can learn from is the role of divine grace. So Kesha Kashmiri transformation from a skeptic to a scholar, devoted follower of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu underscores the role of divine grace in spiritual awakening. It reminds us that spiritual realization is ultimately a gift bestowed by the divine grace. Without Marsya, Guru and Krishna, nothing will happen in our heart. So the Mahaprabhu gave his divine grace to mercy to Keshav Kashmiri. That's the reason the transformation happened in his heart. So overall, you see, the passing of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Keshav Kashmiri is offered timeless lessons in humility, tolerance, compassion, and the transformative power of spiritual realization. So they serve as a reminder of the universal principle. This is very, very important. As a devotee of the Lord, we have to follow this principle. So for our spiritual growth. So with small acronym, I'll just end the session. Yan is Nimai. So today we are discussing about Nimai Pandita. The Nimai, when he is Bhagavata age, is non-different from Krishna. N stands for non-different from Krishna. Is all knowledge, all beauty, all realization, all power, everything Mahaprabhu is exhibiting. And I stand for intelligent, how to handle people. He never created any hatredness towards him. How to handle people is a very, very important factor to this Lila. How to handle people. Old people, young people, middle-aged people, scholarly people, rich people, poor people. Many will come to us to the temple. We know how to handle the people. We should not differentiate from rich people and poor people. Krishna is watching. We have to see the soul. And M stand for mercifulness. He is giving mercy to each and every soul. He never discriminates Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And A stand for awareness. You know how to handle Kesha Kashmiri, how to handle Kesha Bharati, how to have Banaras Brahmana, and how to bring closer to Krishna. This is called awareness. The last I stand for intellect. Very clever. It is very, very clever. This is acronym of Nimai. So I'll conclude with this. The final conclusion is don't become PM. Use your AI and surrender to CM. What is this? Because election is going on, no? What is CM, PM, AI? So don't become permanent member of Kali Yuga. Use your AI means not artificial intelligence, Atma intelligence, self-realization, and surrender to CM means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this way, our life will become blissful, filled with devotion to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Bol.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for a very wonderful Nityam class. Like you started with Keshav Kashmiri, how he was blessed with Mother Saraswati, and because of he was defeating everybody, how he became the proud. And then how he came to Navadvip, which was the like center of learning scholars at that time, and there like you mentioned that proudness came because of other things like where Kunti prayer is said in the short, one cannot approach the Lord with material contamination. And then you mentioned about the first time of Kesha Kashmiri and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated Kesha Kashmiri. Like are in like instead of saying defeated, like how we show the like mistakes that he remembered in one of the verses, and then how like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remembered all 100 verses. So there you mentioned that Krishna also took only 64 days to learn all 64 kala, and so there like you mentioned one important point. If we don't allow anybody to correct us, so our advancement is stopped. And then, like you mentioned about how Kesha Kashmiri, next day, like we went to home, and then night time, like when we prayed to Mother Saraswati told whoever was that small Nimai is not a small Pandita, but is like Lord Krishna himself. So then he became very happy, and then next day he came and surrendered to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that leave the winning and of this scholarship and will take care of, practice the devotional service. So then you mentioned Kesha Kashmir joined the Nimbarika Acharya Sampradaya. Then he went to Mathura after leaving Navadvip. So how the Mathura at the time was ruled by the arrogant king who destroyed the Nalanda University. Then he was not allowing anybody to enter inside the Mathura. Whoever enters, they should change the religion. But when Vrajavasis prayed to Vrajavasis asked Kesha Kashmir, he was the only hope to enter Mathura. Then how he entered the thousands of disciples and then defeated the soldiers and then entered the Mathura. So by hearing that, like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy. And then you mentioned about all the 5 mercies Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given to the Kesha Kashmiri. Then the lessons, 7 lessons we mentioned, what we can learn from the past time. Then how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited the important humility, tolerance, compassion, and throughout his life. Then at the end, you have given the abbreviation for this Nimai. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. So devotees like lines are already unmuted, so you can unmute and ask any questions or clarifications. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Every time you give some new acronym. Oh, I didn't catch the second I. First one is intelligent. Second I is?
Intellect.
The first one, non-different, intelligent, merciful, awareness.
Intellect.
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 Your concluding statement. Very nice, Prabhu. Don't become permanent member of Kali Yuga. Surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hari Bol to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna, any other question? Thank you, Radha and Mataji, for reminding that again, repeating that last statement. Don't become the permanent member. Simply surrender to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Balaji Prabhu.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. Very nice Nectarian class Prabhu. Very nicely narrated pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhu, wonderful Prabhu. Thank you very much Prabhu. Haribol.
Yeah, we have to read every day at least 10 minutes Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Haribol.
Very, very sweet, nectarian.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Can you just mention the 5 mercies, Prabhu, in short?
5 mercies. One is was agreeing to meet. Okay. The second mercy, listening attentively. And third is memorized all the verses, 100 verses. And fourth, invited for discussion. And fifth, he glorified Mother Parvati. So 5 kind of mercy, give it to Kashmir.
Thank you, Prabhu. Dandavad Pranams. Hare Krishna.
There is no question, Prabhu.
Yes, brother, you can end the class here with Vaishnav. Vancha kalpatarubhya.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की
Jai.
महाप्रभु की जगत पुरुषुल प्रभुपाद की गौरव